a pina colada a day keeps the doctors away. Because you just die. You die and then you don't get to see the doctor anymore. And she was like, good riddance, my son. And I was like, I'm a girl. And I said, mother, you're stupid. And she said, well, I never wanted to have you. You just popped out of my stomach. And then I said, well, I had to get out. I saw the light and I went towards the light. And I just wanted to live my life. And my papa used to say, he never said anything because he was gone, but my mother said, one day, hello? Hey, there we go. My mother said, well, get yourself a microphone because people listen to you when you're talking to a microphone. And so from then point on, every story I've ever told my grandchildren's children, I use a microphone for. And then I'm kind of dead right now, but... Well, I was 7 years old. And all I remember is I saw a dog. He was 5 feet tall. And he had 7 eyes.
5 feet?
Hey, let me tell the story. He had 7 eyes. And then an angel of the Lord came to me and said, fear not, for I am a messenger of the Lord. And I said, holy frico, what the heck? And so the messenger of the Lord came to me and he said, hey, God wants to use you. And I said, who? And he said, you stupid. Well, what's wrong with you? And I said, oh, I just have some hearing problems, you know. And sometimes I forget how to use... Hey, sometimes. I spent 2 years in Australia when I was 32. When sometimes when I talk about my sightings, you know, of the angels, it just comes out. And so back to my story now. So rude of you to interrupt.
Oh.
As I was saying, that was so rude of you to interrupt, you stupid. But the angel of the Lord descended upon me and said, go out into all of the world. Not Australia, though. Just all of the rest of the world. And preach the gospel. And I said, what is that? And he said, don't you read your Bible? And I said, the heck is a Bible?
He's going to Australia.
Hey,
It's a Bible.
hey, your Bible. You got to read the Bible. And then the angel said to me, you see these 7 eyes? Each eye stands for how many times I can't stand looking at you. And so I didn't know what to say. I said, that's a nice story, but I have 2 eyes, and I'm about to cut both of them out right now from looking at you. Just, one guy, what, there.
I'm going.
What do you think? This is my life. I live my own life. I can tell my stories however I want, however long I ever desire in my entire life.
Oh my gosh.
You don't understand, but
I'm literally
you'll know one day when you turn 187 like me.
See a
Then-
5-eyed dog.
187.
Hey, he has 7 eyes. That was a 7-eyed dog. When you turn 187, you kids will learn what it means to see 7-eyed dogs in your life. The 7-eyed dogs stand for all the pain you've gone through in your life. And yes, every single time where someone called you fat, or someone called you weirdo.
You need a lot more than 7 eyes for that.
Hey, You need 7 eyes to tell. You get to 7 eyes and then you pray. Yeah, what is the question? What?
Why can't you preach the gospel to Australia?
Oh, good. When I spent those 2 years in Australia, and the angel came to me, he said, no Australia, because it's all the Aussies, you know, they have all these churches and they say, come on, church. And the angel said to me, we don't want that, you know. We don't want the church. We need the church. And so I said, well, you can go to yourself and tell Australia. And so he told me, I don't go to Australia, but he does, you know. Yes, what?
Who's church?
Church. Oh, that's my boy, you know. When I was 2, there was a squirrel that came up to me, and he bit me in the knee. And then this 5-year-old kid, he comes to me and he says, hey, you got a hole in your knee. And I say, yeah, that's why I'm crying. And then my mother came and smacked the 5-year-old in the face. And I said, 5-year-old, what's your name? And he said, Church. And I said, that's a weird name. And he says, yeah, I was from Australia, so that's why. And so my mother punched him in the face, threw him in the garbage can, and sent him to Australia. And that's why they all say church, because they found the kid in the garbage can and they made a whole religion out of it. Obvious question right there. Does anyone else have any other questions? I'm open to answering in my life.
No.
Yes, you again.
Can you tell us the story of your birth?
It was a dark autumn day. It was December 12th, 1872. Hey, sometimes I don't know for sure, but you know, I remember I was deep within the canals of my mother. All I could see was veins. And it was very, very pink and dark, you know.
Pink and dark.
That's what it looked like with my wee little eyes, you know. This is very, very dark.
They were open already?
And I opened my eyes in the womb because I was early with my eyes. And my eyes were open. And
You were
so
woke.
I look around and I see a little light shining through. And I say to my mother from inside her womb, I say, hey, you up there, how long till I'm supposed to get out? And she calls down to me and she says, oh, and she punches her stomach, and it's like an earthquake in there. It's like an earthquake. So at this point, I'm like,
6.0.
yeah, 6.7. At this point, I'm like, all right, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of my mother's stomach. And so I call up my friend on my walkie-talkie, and I say, no, yeah, Church. He was like 3 years old at this point. I don't even know. And I say, Church, how did you get out of your mother? And he said, I kicked. And I was like, oh, that's a good one. And then he said, you just start crawling and you look for the light and then you punch through. And so I said, that sounds like a good idea. So that's what I started doing. I kicked my mother. Hey, there's no wheezing while my story's going. Excuse me. So I kicked my mother in the stomach from the inside. Her stomach expanded like 2 times the size. That's what she told me anyways. And so now I had space. I jump around in there. Hua, hua, hua. And then I start moving my hands. Yeah. I start crawling around in the stomach of my mother. And I crawl out. And I look through the forest. And I look and I see there's a light. And I'm like, oh, that's what Church said. He said, go to the light. And so I start crawling and I crawl. And then I see my friend Bob. He was in there somewhere.
What?
He died. I ate him though.
Oh.
was supposed to be my twin, but I got hungry, so. And then I
Stole all the calcium.
I stole all the calcium. You're right. You're
Look
right.
at my grandma.
So I crawl out, and I see the light, and I use my hands and I go like that, and I say, "Mother, I'm here." You wanna know what she said to me? Go back in there, you stupid kid. I'm not ready for you yet. And I say, well, you know what? I'm gonna resent you for the rest of my life because of that. And I crawl out of her, and I cut my own umbilical cord with my teeth. I chew it right off.
That's a Sigma male if I've ever heard of one.
And I say, Mother, first I slap her in the face with the umbilical cord. And then I say, Mother, I don't need you. I'm gonna be my own mother. Even though I'm only 1 day old, I'll provide for myself because I'm independent. The most independent baby you'll ever meet in your life. And from that moment on, this defined my whole entire life, was being the independent baby of the world. I was famous, you know. They call me Independo. So that's the answer to your question.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Wow.